Hello students, I am Anand Srivastava, Assistant Professor at Hygiene Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Today I would like to explain the various concepts that used in cardiovascular system, basically in the chapter of hypertension, diuretics and congestive heart failure. The terms are preload, afterload and venous returns. Once you understand the basic concepts of preload, afterload and venous returns, this will make very easy to understand or create the concept of these chapters. So we will start one by one from preload up to venous return, starting from the preload. So I will provide you the simple concept of preload, like for what is preload. As its name indicate, preload, it is very clear from the name that it is a kind of load. Preload is a kind of load. We should understand as we are studying this chapter on the series of first unit B Pharmacy 5th semester cardiovascular system. Inside the cardiovascular system, if we are talking about the load, then it is automatically clear. As we know, the cardiovascular system, the main organ is heart, and in the cardiovascular system, if the main organ is heart, and we all know the function of heart is to pump the blood. So in a simple diagram, as I earlier told in my first video lecture of introduction to hemodynamics, that I discussed a basic circuit involved in hemodynamics, that quickly I will revise. Like, this is your left atrium and this is left ventricle. Here are capillaries, and from the capillaries, these are aorta, this is aorta, and this is artery, this is arteriole, these are capillary, these are venules, and from the venules there are veins, and from the veins there will be formation of major veins like superior and inferior vena cava, and from the major veins, these major veins opens into the right atrium, and from the right atrium there will be right ventricle, and from the right ventricle through the pulmonary artery the blood supplies to the lungs, where the mixing of oxygen will take place and the blood becomes purified. Once the blood becomes purified, it get back to the left atrium. Now if we know this basic diagram inside the cardiovascular system, which is representing the circuit involved in cardiovascular system, so here now the terms come, what is preload. Actually, when we talk about the preload, we consider basically left part of the heart. As we know, this once the left atrium will contract, there will be the expansion of left ventricle occurs, means there will be shifting of blood from the left atrium to left ventricle. Once the left ventricle will expand, there will be filling of blood. Now once all the filling is done, then there will be at the end of filling there will be maximum expansion of this ventricle. Once the maximum expansion occurs, or we can say all the blood has reached up to this left ventricle, now there will be the point of initiation of contraction will occur. Once the left ventricle will contract, there will be the ejection of blood from left ventricle to aorta. In this short circuit, Again here I am drawing for making a more transparent. This is left atrium and this is ventricle. Now blood is shifting from left atrium to left ventricle. There are bicuspid or you can say mitral valve through which the blood comes from here to here. Keep on filling, blood is keep on filling up to the maximum expansion of this ventricle. At the end of maximum expansion, there will be maximum amount of blood will be present in the left ventricle, and that the load of the blood at the end of maximum diastole of left ventricle is called end diastolic volume. It's very simple. Again I quickly revise it. What is end diastolic volume? Once left atrium start contracting, there will be the shifting of blood from left atrium to left ventricle, and as soon as there will be the maximum expansion occur of the left ventricle, at that time there will be the maximum load of blood present in the left ventricle as well. Whatever the amount of load at the end of maximum diastole, end of maximum diastole की मीनिंग है कि अब उसके बाद वेंट्रिकल डायस्टोल में एक्सपैंड नहीं होगी. At the end of maximum diastole, whatever the amount of blood present in the left ventricle will be considered as end diastolic volume. This end diastolic volume is called preload. This end diastolic volume is called preload. So there are various ways. Preload you can define by relating this preload from the end diastolic volume, or in another word you can also define preload as the maximum volume of the blood in the left ventricle at the end of maximum diastole, or you can say at the starting of, before the starting of onset of systole. Now so this is, I hope कि आपको preload का कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होगा. तो ये आपका प्रीलोड है. प्रीलोड से रिलेट करके अगर हम बात करें, वी टॉक अबाउट व्हाट इज द फार्माकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट ऑफ प्रीलोड. लेट्स सपोज द प्रीलोड जितना मैक्सिमम होगा, इट मींस हम बात कर रहे हैं कि प्रीलोड जितना मैक्सिमम होगा, इट मींस लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल पे ब्लड जितना ज्यादा होगा. तो इफ द प्रीलोड ऑफ द लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल इज हाई, इट मींस द लोड ऑफ ब्लड इन द लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल इज हाई. और अकॉर्डिंग टू फ्रैंक स्टर्लिंग लॉ, जो कि कहता है कि आप किसी इस चैम्बर में या किसी चैम्बर में जितना ज्यादा लोड डालते हैं किसी सब्सटेंस से, उसकी मायोकार्डियल फाइबर उतनी ज्यादा स्ट्रेच होती है, और उस मायोकार्डियल फाइबर को स्ट्रेच मैक्सिमम लोड के बाद जो मैक्सिमम स्ट्रेचिंग होती है, उसके बाद उसको रीगेन करने में, अपनी ओल्ड पोजीशन को पे फिर से आने पे मैक्सिमम वर्क करना होता है. इट मींस अगर आपका प्रीलोड मैक्सिमम है तो मायोकार्डियल फाइबर ऑफ द लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल हैज टू वर्क मैक्सिमली टू रीगेन इट्स इनिशियल पोजीशन. मींस प्रीलोड बढ़ाने पे मायोकार्डियल के फंक्शन को भी बढ़ा देते हैं. तो दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ प्रीलोड, एंड दिस विल डायरेक्टली यूज्ड इन CHF, in diuretics, in hypertension chapter. Now we will move to the afterload. There are in various books you can also define the preload from like the maximum stretching can also maximum stretching of the left ventricle can also be defined as a preload. So you can relate the preload from the EDV as well, and volume of blood in the left ventricle at the end of diastole. Now we will cover what is afterload. Again, here I am representing from the diagram. This is left ventricle again here, and this is this is aorta. What is this? This is aorta, and there will be valves. There will be bicuspid or mitral valve. This will be left atrium and this will be left ventricle. Now, once the blood has been shifted from left atrium to left ventricle at the end of maximum diastole, what we were talking about, the concept of preload. Now it's time to start systole, so that the blood come out from the left ventricle to whole body. Now look, there is a beautiful mechanism, because we can say this here in a short diagram for making you understand. I am representing, let's suppose there is whole body. There is whole body. This space is representing the various kind of blood vessels, veins, arteriole, venule and capillaries, so that basically the main resistance vessel that are actually responsible for causing the diastolic BP high. I will detail discuss the blood pressure, systolic BP and diastolic BP in my another video. Here I only would like to keep my concept limited to the afterload, so that I am not going to into the detail of this discussion. So here will be the various network of blood vessels. This network of blood vessels putting some pressure here. These blood vessels are creating some pressure, and this pressure cannot allow the blood of left ventricle to easily come out to the whole body. Very simple. Means, again I am repeating, this is your body representing the various kind of organ involving blood vessels like artery, arteriole, capillary, venules, veins, and these are responsible for creating a pressure which is basically called total peripheral resistance. This total peripheral resistance, apart from this, the maximum TPR is generated by arteriole, because arteriole has a special characteristic, and I will detail discuss in the lecture of blood pressure only. So this pressure does not allow the entry of left ventricle from blood of left ventricle from left ventricle to aorta. ये क्या करेंगे? बैकवर्ड प्रेशर क्रिएट करेंगे. तो नेचुरल मैकेनिज्म इज दैट तो लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल हैज टू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन सच अ वे सो दैट द प्रेशर ऑफ दिस ओवरकम बाय द प्रेशर ऑफ कमिंग ब्लड फ्रॉम दिस साइड, सो दैट कि ब्लड आसानी से यहां पे फ्लो हो सके. तो ये मैक्सिमम जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे और इस वॉल्व को इतना प्रेशर लगाएंगे यहां पे कि ये वॉल्व ओपन हो जाए, और ये वॉल्व जैसे ही ओपन होगा तो ब्लड कहां पे जाएगा? होल बॉडी में. तो यहां पे हमने एक चीज देखी, मींस द लोड विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर क्रिएटिंग द प्रेशर in this in the blood vessels networks, so that the coming blood from the left ventricle has to overcome to come out from the left ventricle to the body. Means वो रेजिस्टेंस जो इस बॉडी में मेनली आर्टेरियोल, या हम अगर ऐसे बात करें रफ, तो ब्लड कैपिलरीज की वजह से जो इसको बाहर निकलने से रोकता है. आफ्टरलोड इज अ काइंड ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस, जो इस ब्लड को बाहर आने से रेजिस्ट करता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं आफ्टर लोड. इन अ सिंगल लाइन, व्हाट इज आफ्टरलोड? आफ्टरलोड इज अ लोड दैट रेजिस्ट द ब्लड to come out from the left ventricle to whole body, and this load is created by what? All the blood capillary blood vessels network, mainly by arteriole. reole. And technically we are representing as total peripheral resistance. It means if the TPR will be high, there will be afterload will be high. So if I somewhat I relate with the pharmacological drugs, then let's suppose there is a drug and that drug is responsible for making these blood capillary network in the body to contract. So once the contraction will occur, there will be again more pressure will be generated here. It means यहाँ पे प्रेशर आपको और बढ़ाना पड़ेगा ब्लड को बाहर करने के लिए. It means all the vasoconstricting agent increase TPR, and that's why increase afterload as well. And once the afterload become high, there will be the work of myocardium of left ventricle will also automatically become high. So this is the concept of afterload. Now we will move towards venous return. What is venous return? It's a very simple. Again, from this diagram I am representing, this is your left ventricle, this is this, and this diagram is actually the main diagram of cardiovascular system. So all students should have a very clear cut concept for this diagram. And these are capillaries, and these capillaries further form venules, and these venules further form veins, these are veins, and again here there will be right ventricle, and here will be right atrium and right ventricle, and from the right ventricle there will be lungs, and there will be pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. What is venous return? It is also a very simple and beautiful concept. Like all the blood coming from these veins, venules, veins, and from this side to this side, all the blood which is coming from these veins over the right atrium, all the blood running from the veins towards the right atrium makes venous return. Technically we called the blood coming from the heart left part through the aorta, artery, capillary, venules and veins, and getting back to the heart again of the right part of the heart. This is left part of the heart and this is right part of the heart. Coming back to the right part of the heart is called venous return. So I will make this more clear to you. Let's suppose this is as we already discussed in basic concepts of cardiovascular system, we have already discussed the systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation involves the movement of blood towards the body, while the pulmonary circulation involves the movement of blood towards the pulmonary system. So here from the diagram, I will relate that diagram with the venous return so that you will better understand. This is pulmonary circulation and this is systemic circulation. So this is pulmonary circulation and this is systemic circulation. From the pulmonary circulation there will be again here all systemic circulation. So here we can write systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation and this left heart, and here you can say from the systole there will be right heart. look here, this is pulmonary circulation, this is left ventricle, this is systemic circulation we have already discussed, and this is right heart, and this is pulmonary circulation. So the beautiful concept is that, as I earlier told, the returning blood from the left atrium is once get back to the right atrium is called venous return. It means we can say the right heart provides pulmonary circulation, and pulmonary circulation provides blood to the left heart, and left heart responsible for systemic circulation. This is a circuit. In this circuit, you can see the left heart is responsible for presenting the blood to the whole body. It means you can say this is cardiac output. From the left heart there will be cardiac output. It's very simple. And from the right heart there will be the concept of, from the left heart there will be cardiac output, and from the systole, once the blood which is coming in the right heart is venous return. So venous return is coming in right heart and coming out cardiac output. Venous return coming from here, cardiac output. टेक्निकली वेनस रिटर्न हम उस ब्लड को बोल रहे हैं जो राइट एट्रियम में आ रहा है, कार्डियक आउटपुट उसको बोल रहे हैं जो यहां पर आ रहा है. अब दो चीज यहां पे समझने की है कॉन्सेप्ट कि यू कैन थिंक योरसेल्फ आल्सो कि अगर वेनस रिटर्न हमारा वेनस रिटर्न टेक्निकली इट शुड बी इक्वल टू द कार्डियक आउटपुट, क्योंकि अगर ये कार्डियक आउटपुट के इक्वल नहीं हुआ, लेट सपोज ये ज्यादा है और कार्डियक आउटपुट कम है, तो अगर ये ज्यादा है और कार्डियक आउटपुट कम है तो ब्लड का स्टोरेज कहां होगा, इस एरिया में. प्रोबेबली यू विल फेस द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ पल्मोनरी एडेमा. एंड अगर कार्डियक आउटपुट कम है, अगर वेनस रिटर्न कम है और कार्डियक आउटपुट ज्यादा है, तो यू विल फेस होल बॉडी एडेमा. सो दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट कि वेनस रिटर्न एंड कार्डियक आउटपुट मोस्टली there will be same in quantity. So I hope कि आपको venous return, preload and afterload, now this will be clear. So this is all about for today, and last lecture of the basic concept, this is the second lecture of the basic concept. Once these two lecture you will cover, you will be make yourself for better understanding of various cardiovascular system like hypertension, congestive heart failure and diuretics. Thank you very much.